Hello, YouTube. What's up, guys? Eric here. It's been a while since I've updated the 30 Diaries or really posted anything about myself or my life to this channel. I'm 32 years old now, so I think this video still fits under the umbrella of the 30 Diaries. This video is going to be very different from anything else I've ever posted on the channel, but in a lot of ways, this is a video I've always wanted to make. If you read the title of this video, it may or may not be what you expect it to be. I've always found it weird that people who are in relationships never really talk about the struggles they went through when they were single. So as someone who's in an awesome relationship right now and who made it to the other side of that dating tunnel, I thought I would take a moment and share some perspective on what I think blocking is really about. This video will feature minimal editing, and if you're watching on your phone and you're in public, don't feel like you need to visually watch me for every single second of the runtime to get the maximum enjoyment out of this video. You can simply put in your AirPods, throw me in your pocket, and listen to my dulcet tones as you wander on your merry way. I promise I won't be offended if you choose not to gaze on my startling beauty. Recently, I was approached by two close friends who confided in me that they had been blocked by important people in their life. They came to me for advice. Why? Well, you might not know this about me based on my internet footprint, but I've been blocked. Twice, both times by people I once considered to be in my inner circle of life. It's never fun being blocked, particularly when it's someone you're emotionally coupled with, and I think a lot of people view being blocked as a personal failing or an indicator that they're a bad person or that they did something unforgivable. Unless you're delusional and you think racking up blocks on Twitter is some kind of post-political badge of honor Socrates himself would be proud of, I know some people take being blocked as a perverted piece of self-validation, but this video is not about or for those people. This video is simply one guy feeling called to demystify a painful life experience that he wishes somebody had demystified for him. I've been through it. I've been blocked twice, that I know of. I'm sure I've been blocked more times than I even know, either on Letterboxd when people disagree with my opinions on film, or on Facebook where a lot of my small-town Republican high school classmates disagree with my non-MAGA political views. If that's the case, and you've blocked me and you're somehow watching this video, that's on you? In the grand scheme of things, being blocked isn't a big deal. So, why then? Why am I doing this? Why do I even bother to make a video about what to do when you get blocked? Well, after I consoled my two friends that approached me and gave them some of my perspective, I began to doubt the efficacy of my advice. I'm very hard on myself, and I'm very critical of myself, and I wondered if I had given them some bad advice. I've been blocked at least twice, after all, so why on earth would they trust me? I guess maybe because sometimes if you've read my political takes on Twitter, or if you've read my Letterboxd reviews, you might know I talk about the male loneliness epidemic sometimes, which, if you've really been paying attention to what's going on, it's really a general loneliness epidemic. And while my experiences I share in this video are geared more towards my male audience members, I hope that if you're a girl or not male identifying and you watch this, that you'll also get some valuable advice out of this video. I admit that I am not very lonely. I am very blessed to have a lot of close friends in my life, which made the times I got blocked sting less. I guess the friends who reached out to me trusted me because I've been there, but is life experience in the realm of being blocked enough? So, anyway, because I kind of doubted myself and what I had told them, I took to YouTube here and I searched what to do when you are blocked. Quite frankly, a lot of what I saw just really disgusted me. There are all these videos up on YouTube that play into the whole meta of the gamification of dating or using mental mind games or emotional manipulation to try and get people who have blocked you back in your life. I'm not going to play any of those videos to use as an example, but if you've looked up this video, then you probably know what I'm talking about. I mean, some of the content I've seen would make characters in Neil Strauss's The Game cringe. If you know about the game, you're an OG, and if you don't know about the game, maybe don't look it up. If I were to give you guys a piece of advice right now on what to do if someone close to you blocks you completely, my advice would simply be this. If someone blocks you, accept it and move on with your life. I understand that is not a satisfying answer. I know your circumstances may be different than the circumstances I experienced, so why listen to me? I'm not some dating life advice guru. I am not on Tinder's Most Wanted. I don't even have 1,000 followers on Instagram or 1,000 subs on YouTube. I write movie reviews on Letterboxd. I'm an ex-actor. I'm an award-winning novelist, but really I mostly reshare and repost memes about the Trails JRPGs on Twitter and Blue Sky. So why on earth would you listen to some bum from Chicago like me when he tells you to move on with your life? Well, I've been in your shoes. I've come out the other side. Dating, particularly finding a lover, my person, that was something I always wanted so badly, more than anything. I wanted a girlfriend so horribly badly that I made every single mistake one person can possibly make. I have torpedoed relationships. I've torpedoed friendships. I've been a homewrecker. I've been obsessed. I have completely blown it more times than I can count in more ways than exist. I wish that I had someone make a video like this for me when I was going through it, and it would have saved me a lot of heartache and grief. Even though I would not wish my worst enemy to make the mistakes that I have made, I'm glad I made them because I learned from my mistakes. And because I learned from those mistakes, I'm now with the most amazing person I've really ever met. She's the best life partner I ever could have asked for, and I see a long-term future with her. I love her, and if I can find my dream person, you can too. Even if you've been blocked by somebody you thought was your dream person. I hope that by sharing my life experiences with you, you can avoid messing up like I've messed up. I 100% believe in sending the elevator back down, and hopefully, if you need it, this video lands on your floor. Now, here is what this video is not. It is not an attempt by me to vague book, bring up old drama, or cast shade at people who have blocked me. Those wounds are closed and healed, and I do not wish to bring harm to those people or one-up them or brag or make them feel bad or attack them in any way. These things are things a lot of people do when they are blocked, and it gives the illusion of having control over the situation when, frankly, in reality, it almost always makes things worse. This video is also not me trying to dictate how you should live your life or proselytize or do anything other than to urge you, my viewer, into not obsessing over the situation. I know that's hard to hear. Take a deep breath. I promise you, you are going to get through this, and you are going to be okay. But Eric, I can hear you thinking, just moving on and not obsessing, that's easier said than done. And you know what? Yeah, you're right, 100%. But winning someone back is a waste of time. If someone you're really close to blocks you, the first and most important thing you can do is to know yourself. Always ask why. This will be difficult. This is not something that is going to happen to you overnight. Knowing yourself and asking why are not casus belli to beat yourself up. Don't do that. Knowing yourself and asking yourself why are invitations to grow as a person. I also am not asking you to reinvent yourself unless it's necessary. I am also not asking you to perform a play-by-play of the relationship that got you blocked. I am asking you to be brutally, unflinchingly honest with yourself. So many people go through life sleepwalking because they choose not to explore basic fundamentals of their identity. This step is not easy. When you take a good, long, hard look at yourself, you're going to learn a lot of good things about yourself, and you're going to learn a lot of bad things about yourself. For example, through my self-reflection, I have learned that I'm a faithful person. My relationship with God is the foundation of my life. I stick by my family and my friends through good and through bad. When I say I'm going to do something, I do it. All of that sounds good, but I've also learned bad things about myself through this process. For example, I have learned that I have a very addictive personality. I get addicted to games, I get addicted to movies, books, media. I get addicted to being around certain people. Let's just say I'm very thankful I've never tried hard drugs. I'm also usually dissatisfied with the answers life gives. I'm trying to work on that. I also know that if everything about my life was the same, like the same things happened to me and I was just born 10 years later and I turned to the internet for help, there's a good chance I could have been radicalized by Andrew Tate or someone like him. I think I could have fallen victim to that because, like a lot of people, I have always been frustrated by the gamification of dating, and I actually was blocked by the first girl I ever dated. Like most people, I didn't take being blocked as an outcome, but as an escalation. It would have been easy for someone like an Andrew Tate type to galvanize my anger into action. Don't believe me? Think about how many people you know who blocked someone and then that person they blocked showed up to their house or their job. You still don't believe me? Just watch the news. How many people get attacked over social media or just for setting a boundary? Even though I never got to that point, I didn't respect the boundary that blocking is, and I have done basically everything someone could do to not respect a boundary short of physically confronting them. Why did I do that? Because I viewed being blocked as an escalation, because I wasn't satisfied with the answers and explanations people in my real life gave me. I turned to the internet for wisdom at a very vulnerable age, and those of you who have been on here for a long time know how full of slop the internet is, and how aggressively that slop is marketed towards lonely young men. It's bad, and if I had only been told by the internet to just get a gym membership after being blocked, I'd be doing pretty good. What's up with that? Why does mainstream internet aggressively market manosphere crap without actually doing anything to improve the lives of lonely people, or at a very minimum, make them feel less lonely? Well, I think I have an answer to that, and I think it's because the people behind that kind of content just want your money. And they also want to prevent a class uprising, but that's a video for another time. When you're asking yourself why and asking the world why, think about if you've blocked anybody. If so, why? You might find some similarities between why you blocked someone else and why you might have been blocked. Or you might not. It's still an important question to ask yourself, and one that might help you walk a mile in someone else's shoes. The second time I was blocked by someone who I developed feelings for, that I was in denial about having those feelings, and that this person did not reciprocate. I have 100% blocked women on Tinder and Hinge who saw those feelings and had those feelings about me, but I didn't reciprocate that in them. It is trickier when it's a friend and feelings develop, but feelings between people happen, and that's okay. I mean, think about it this way. We're societally okay with the ick and not liking someone for no reason, but we haven't yet figured out what to do when we like someone or someone likes us for no reason. Boundaries are important. They need to be respected, but try not to look down too hard on people who catch feels. If someone doesn't reciprocate, respect it and move on. The second thing you can do if you've been blocked is to never take a day for granted. If you're a Christian and you read the Bible, you'll know that hardship and pain in this life are the only things that are promised to us. A couple years ago, during the height of COVID, before there was a vaccine, I had a friend I used to do community theater with. She contracted the disease. Her name was Haley Langmeyer, and she was in her early 20s and in perfect health. She had her whole life ahead of her, and when she was hospitalized with COVID, the whole theater community in Southeast Michigan rallied around her and her family, and her mom kept us all updated with health updates and, the current status of Haley's condition. I remember one day we all got told that, the whole family was being called to the hospital. They don't really call everyone in your family and tell them to come see you when you're going to get better. I remember praying and asking God that if it was her time, that her passing would be painless, and she passed the next day. I remember just being completely crushed, and I remember thinking that I had killed Haley, and then I called my mom, and my mom told me what I just told you. Never take a day for granted. There's a verse in the Bible that goes something along the lines of, your soul may be demanded of you this very night. When you've been blocked and you're going through the absolute worst of it, be thankful for that day. Every day is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Never take a day for granted. The next piece of advice I'm going to share with you isn't so much an actionable step as it is a reminder. There is no such thing as a magic wand. There are no quick fixes. God is not a genie. You have to be the one to want to move on. You have to want the change. It doesn't matter if you win the lottery or inherit a fortune. You have to be the one to take the baby step. If you want real happiness, that contentment has to come from within you. You alone might not be able to change the world, but you can change your outlook on it. When you remind yourself that there is no magic wand, you will find yourself at my next piece of advice. If there's no magic wand for you, then there's no magic wand for anyone else. You can't save someone unless they want to be saved. That's probably the hardest lesson life throws at you, but whether it's addiction or any other self-destructive activity, you cannot help that person unless they want the help. Finally, and I think this is the most important thing to remember if you've ever been blocked, is that silence is an answer. It does not have to be more complicated than that. When someone blocks you, the block might be about you, but the block is not for you. The block is for the person that did the blocking. If you're watching this video and you found anything that I said here helpful, I am not going to ask you for a like or a subscribe or a comment or whatever. All I ask is that you hold my words close. Don't obsess. Don't listen to people who try to teach you how to game another person. We're all human beings at the end of the day. Take the grace you've given yourself and give it to other people. You are important, and you matter, no matter who blocks you. Life does not begin or end under the masks that are our internet profiles. You are enough, and you've got this.